Good evening. Welcome to the iBUG Buzz conference call for Monday, the 16th of August. I am Maria and I will be facilitating the call tonight along with Sandhya. This is an open forum for anyone with questions or issues with their iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Apple Watch, or Apple TV. And for anyone desiring to become more proficient in using the accessibility, more particularly the VoiceOver features of these iDevices. So welcome to everyone who has joined in tonight, both live and those who are listening in via the call via the recorded podcast playback. So yes, you can find the recordings of these calls on our website. You can find them in your favorite podcasting app. You can find them on our YouTube channel. So again, this meeting is being recorded. So we have a few rules that we kindly ask everyone to follow to help keep the meeting running smoothly and to help keep it as high quality as possible, especially for those recordings. So we ask that you all stay on mute when you're not speaking to make sure that the quality of the call is high. We also would like, when you wish to ask or answer a question, we'd like for you to unmute and then say your name and wait to be acknowledged by one of the facilitators. So again, that's myself, Maria, or Sandhya this evening. So just to clear doubts, we do not use the raise hand feature of Zoom on this call typically. So and just to emphasize, please don't just speak out or like make exclamations or interrupt while others are speaking. If you want to announce yourself, just kindly wait for a bit of a gap or break in the conversation. Speaking when someone else is, it's really distracting and rude and disruptive. So once you have asked or answered a question, kindly give other participants, we ask that you give them a chance before you give others a chance to answer or ask questions before you ask your next question or make your next comment, so that everyone gets a chance to participate. And very important, please, everyone's doing great right now. Let's keep it going. Please minimize your background noise, preferably eliminate your background noise. If we have to tell you twice that you do have too much of it going on, we do have the right to remove you from the call. Again, not anything personal, but just to keep it as high quality as possible for everyone. So please be in a quiet room or eliminate your background noise and be muted when not speaking. So how to toggle your mute and unmute? That is in the Zoom app on an iPhone. Your mute button toggle is at the bottom left corner of the screen. In the Zoom app on an iPad, you're going to look for it at the top center of the screen, the mute button. And again, when you are muted, it will say unmute. It's a toggle. On a Windows PC, you can use Alt-A, like as an audio. You can, on a Mac, use Command-Shift-A. Again, A is an audio. On the Mac and the PC, you can use the space bar as a push to talk, meaning you hold it when you talk, and that temporarily unmutes you when you're talking, and you release it, and you are back on mute. On a phone, if you're dialing in, you're going to use *6 to mute and unmute. And again, you have to be it's a toggle, and you have to be fairly quick with it. So with that, I'm next going to turn this over to Mr. McCulloch, who is going to tell you, because this is one of many, many things that iBUG does throughout the week. So, throughout each month. And Mr. McCulloch is going to give you a flavor of what's coming up for this week and all the ways that you can stay in touch with us and find out about all our events. Mr. McCulloch.
All right. Thank you, Maria. Yes. We've got several things going on this coming week. Starting tomorrow, August the 17th, we have our iBUG mini buzz on Clubhouse. For those of you that are on Clubhouse, you can join us at 5 p.m. Central Time. All the times I'll be mentioning are Central. And mini buzz is just a shorter version of this same call that we're doing tonight. It's just this open Q&A help session. Then on Wednesday, we'll have our iBUG Android Insight session. And again, that's another open Q&A help session for all of our Android users. thing from smartphones to tablets to A-Lady devices to all the other various Amazon type devices, and pretty much anything that is Android based. If you have questions about those, you can join in there and get those answered. And that starts at 7 p.m. Central Time, right here on this same Zoom line. Then on Thursday, we have one of our social events, the iBUG Trekkie Talk, for all of our Trekkies, and even those that are non-Trekkies are always welcome. We are currently watching the Star Trek Discovery series, and we are on episodes 7 and 8, I believe. And so we pre-watch those audio described session or episodes, and then come together and discuss those. That's again 8 p.m. Central Time on this same Zoom line. Then we have our Friday night at the virtual movies, and that will happen at 7:30 p.m. for the pre-movie social. The movie will start around 8, and then anybody that wants to stick around after the movie can stay around to have a little discussion about the movie and talk about some trivia related to the movie. To find out what our feature is going to be this week, we will be having the big reveal during the halftime show tonight. So be sure to stick around for that. Let's see. I think that is all of the events coming up. Nothing coming up on the weekend this coming weekend. To find out more about those and other events that we have throughout the month, you can always go to our website, ibugtoday.org. That's ibugtoday.org. And there, in addition to finding out about the various events, both the training sessions and social events, you can find out about our one-on-one training that we do for new iPhone users. You can find out, as Maria said, all of the sessions that we do, training sessions, are recorded, and you can find them there on the website. In addition to various podcast apps, this particular Monday night call, you can find that. And also we have a YouTube channel. Just search on YouTube for iBUG Today, and you'll find all the different training sessions. Each one is set up in a nice little playlist, so you can easily find the particular different session that you're interested in. Then we have on Facebook, our Facebook group. That's facebook.com/groups/iBUG Today. That's another great place to find out about announcements and various tips and tricks related to the Apple devices. Also, if you have questions in between all of our different group training sessions, you can post a question there or some issue that you might be having. And we have people monitoring that can answer that pretty quickly for you. Then we have a Twitter. You can, our Twitter account, the handle there is @iBugToday. Follow us on Twitter. And again, many things related to not only Apple, but other tech-related things that we think would be of interest to our users are tweeted out regularly. Every single day, pretty much. So those are all the ways to keep track of us. I guess I failed to mention on our website, you can also get on our mailing list right there on the homepage of the website. There's a link that says register to join iBUG, and you just fill out just a real short form, just your first, last name and email, and that will get you on our mailing list. And then you will have an email of any upcoming event. So that's all the info I have to share, and I am going to now turn it back over to our Croatia crawler.
Thank you, Mr. McCulloch. And for those who don't know what that refers to, I just got back from a vacation in Croatia. So thank you for that. All right, very good. Well, now we're going to go around and introduce ourselves, say our names and where we are from. So I am Maria in Albany, New York. I'm one of your facilitators, and you can at this point unmute as I've described before and tell us your name and where you're from. So feel free. Again, if you there should be a unmute toggle on your screen. If you're using a mobile device, it's Alt A or Command Shift A on PC and Mac respectively, and *6 if you're dialing in.
This is Stephen from Austin.
Welcome.
Welcome back, Maria.
Thank you.
Dana in Cincinnati.
Hello, welcome, Dana. And I think that was Jim as well.
Yes,
welcome.
from North Carolina.
Okay, welcome.
I had Doll in.
Oh.
I am David from Manhattan, New York, New York.
Welcome, David. Yay, New Yorkers.
Susan Summer.
And I'm
from
Mary
Houston.
from New York. Oops.
Oh, welcome, Susan, and welcome, Mary. Wow, 3 New Yorkers on this call. Cool. All right. Everyone is welcome.
Jim from Central PA.
Welcome.
And Sandhya, I replied to your message earlier.
All right. Anyone else like to unmute and say hello?
This is Ed from Long Beach, New York.
My goodness, welcome. Wow. We're taking over.
New Yorkers are taking over. Yeah.
This is Sandhya, and I think the New Yorkers have beat the Texans. My goodness. Well, welcome to you guys. All right.
They lose the governor and we get more New Yorkers. See what happens?
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Arlene, North Carolina.
Hello, welcome. Anyone else like to unmute and say hello?
Carol in San Antonio.
Hello.
Hi.
Anyone else, feel free. Your name and where you're from.
And again, it's Michael from Southwest New York, also known as Texas.
Welcome.
This is Sri. I'm 240 miles south of New York.
Welcome. All right. Who else would like to say hello? Anyone else out there? All right. Well, I think we do we have any new first-time callers? I think we do. If you would like to say that you're a first-time caller, if you want to share, we usually like to find out how you heard about us and what kind of iDevices you have and how long you've been using them. You don't have to share, but you're welcome to if you'd like.
Well, I'm Mary, and I heard about it from David from iBUG. I heard it from David about iBUG, and let's see. I have an iPhone. I've had iPhones since the 4. The iPhone
Nice.
4.
Yes.
That was my first iPhone. And let's see. I also have the Alexa stuff.
Yeah.
And I love their new voice. Ziggy.
Yeah. All right. Well, very good. Oh, sorry.
And the Fire tablets.
Yeah.
And what else? No touch.
Yeah. It sounds like you should come
that.
It sounds like you should come to our Android Insight call then as well. You have lots of
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's
very
right.
good. All right, very good. Yeah, my first iPhone was a 4 as well. So very cool.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Anyone else? New caller? All right. Well, Mary, as a first-time caller, if you have one, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay too. But we like to give our first-time callers a chance to ask a question to start us off if they would like to. So if you do have an iOS-related question.
Wow. I'll think of one.
Okay, sounds
I'll
good.
I'll think of one further
All
on.
right. No worries. All right, sounds good. Well, then with that, we'll open it up to questions for this evening. So who would like to get us started with our first question, or if you have a comment on happenings in the iOS world? All
Susan?
right. Oh, yes, go ahead, Susan.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is going to be a proper question. If it's not, then accept my apologies. I can't figure out if it is or not.
Okay.
But
Well,
if I was wanting to set a alarm for different things, you know, like to wake up, or another alarm for whatever appointments or whatever. And like I use iTunes, I buy all of my songs, which I have over 1,000. Is it possible to pick out a song to set it on the alarm on the iPhone? And also multiple, you know, like different songs, say like to, you know, for different things, but like mainly for a wake up.
But you're saying also different songs for different alarms, it sounds like, as well.
Well, I tell you what, skip that. Let's just make it easy and say, is it possible to pick out whatever song you have in your list? And like I said, I have more than 1,000. So I pick one, and is it possible to set that song up to use, and also how to, and I guess I would say Siri, set alarm for like say 4:30 a.m. And would I have to make that particular song the default? But first I had to be able to stick that phone in there, you know, to do it.
Sure. All right. Well, let's take this one at a time. I think that's a great question. So who would like to answer that? Can you set one of your songs as your alarm sound?
This is Jim.
All right. Go ahead, Jim.
I think, Susan, you would have to set up the alarm first off to wake you up at the ungodly hour of 4:30 a.m. and then go in and set the alert for whatever it is you wanted, if you could do music for that. And I'm not certain about that. The one to ask about that might be Herbie. If he's here, he would be able to tell you whether or not he's more in tune with iTunes music, I think, than I am. I'm not an iTunes music user.
All right. Well,
but that's what I think you would have to do.
All right. Thank you, Jim. So let's see. Does anyone else have any comment on that? All right. Well, Susan, I will make a comment on that then. So yes, you can. And if you're using setting an alarm using in the clock app, when you go in there, I will just do a very quick here. If you'll give me a second, I will turn on my speech. All right, here we go. Let's turn up the volume here. All right, so I'm in the clock app, and we are selected. Alarm. So this is the alarm tab. So if we go in to add in an alarm, whoops, my goodness. Vertical scroll. Let me. Okay, add in the upper right corner. Minutes. Now this is time picker. This is asking for the time. We're going to skip all this because we're interested in the sound. So, but just to give you a sense. Save time, minute, time picker, selected. Time, this is all the time. Label, sound, ripple. All right, here we go. So this is what you're looking for. This is the sound button. And these are various sounds. However, and that built-in sounds. However, if you go from the top of the screen. Tap to back button, sound, vibration.
Store.
I'm just flicking to the right. Now we get to the store, but we're going to move past the store, and I'm going to go actually on headings in the rotor because I'm looking for the next heading down,
Songs.
which says
Heading.
songs. Look at that. And if we go down, it will show me, it shows me like 3 random songs here that I have, but then we reach, if I just keep flicking to the right, we get to the pick a song button. And if we double tap on that, now
Library.
you see here it shows you your library, and you can
Search field.
you can search, or you can have it show you your content
Dictate. Playlist.
by playlist, artists, albums, songs,
music genres.
music videos, genres, etc., in order for you to find your song in a different way as well. It's like your standard browse like you'd find in the music app. See, there are all these different ways. And so like if I picked songs, this is literally showing me a whole list of my songs. And so I could double tap on one and pick that as my song for my alarm, and then go ahead and save it. So indeed, that is very possible. And I suppose if your question about Siri, if you set an alarm with Siri, it would set to not to your song, obviously. So you'd have to go in to the alarms tab. Instead of add, you would go to edit in the upper left corner of the screen, and you'd find the existing alarm that you set. And then when you double tapped on it, you would basically get the same alarm dialog that I showed you. Like it would show the set time, and you could set the repeat and such, and you'd have an option there for the sound. And so you'd go in there and you would basically change it the way I just showed. So
yeah, I appreciate you demonstrating that. That sure helps a whole lot. One last question. Is there you mentioned save. So is there a save button right there you double tap on?
Yeah, so it's not right there. So like if I just pick a song, it's going to
double tap back button.
So I just picked I picked a song, and now I'm back into the sound screen here.
Default.
And I'm gonna go back. And then here's the main, and I'll just make sure. Okay, yep. And so the sound is the song, and now we're back in the main alarm dialog, and then we get to the, so this is the add alarm, the main dialog, and then we get to, in the upper right corner, the save button. So that's what you'd have to do.
Okay. So when you pick that song, you double tapped on it.
Yes, and then it took me back into the sound, the screen where I could choose a sound. So then I had to go back to exit out of that, but it saved my selection, and then I had to go to save the entire alarm.
Now, was it a one finger? Because if you use 2-finger double tap, it's going to start playing that song.
Right. No, it was the one finger. Yeah, no, just the one finger double tap, like to activate.
Super. Thank you very much. You've been a great big help.
All right. You're very welcome. Happy alarming over there. All right. Very good. Who would like to ask our next question? Or make the next comment if you've been playing with a new app. All right, well, I'll throw out a question if anyone knows. So my work iPhone, which is an SE 2020, seems to have gotten this 14.7.1 update for iOS, but my 12 Pro claims that it's up to date with running iOS 14.7. So does anyone know, is like 14.7.1 only for certain iPhone models? All right, well, I will definitely have to look that up then and do some research, and I may post that in our group or some such if it is something like that. But I found that very puzzling.
This is Jody.
All right, go ahead, Jody.
I have an SE 2020 and it did update to 14.7.1.
All right. Well, very well. Yeah, that's good to know. Yeah, it's very strange. Like, I don't know why my one phone shows it and then my other phone does not. So it is odd, but all right.
This is Sri.
Go ahead, Sri.
Yeah, I was able to update on mine.
Oh,
On my 12 Pro.
oh dear. Maybe I need to do some restoring of resetting of my phone. Okay then. So you were able to update.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you. That's good to know. So it's just me. All right. Very good. Well, then we can shift over to the next question. Feel free to unmute as I've described before if you'd like to ask one. The mute button, the Alt-A, Command-Shift-A, or the *6.
Hello?
Jody?
Hi. Oh,
This is
sorry.
Dave.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
All right, Jody,
I'm
you'll be
sorry.
next. All right, no problem. Go ahead, Dave, and then Jody, you'll be next. All right.
Oh,
Go ahead, Dave.
okay.
Actually, I was gonna ask Dave's question because I didn't know if Dave was here. So I'm
Oh!
very glad.
Yeah, I was
Go ahead, Dave.
listening, but I was thinking nobody was going to say anything, so I figured, well, I'll give it a shot.
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Thanks for hearing. Hi, Jody. All right. The question is, I got a Bluetooth headphones. Now, they're not iOS or anything like that. I got it from Amazon. They weren't earbuds. They were full length headphones. Like the old fashioned types. Now,
Like the over-ear ones, like that have the
over-the-ear.
cups. Yeah.
Yeah, it has the cups. That's how you say it. Right. Has the cups and, it has the controls on the side and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is weird. All right. When I go outdoors, the signal breaks up, like on a broadcast if I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter where I am, if I go indoors, no matter where I am, it's fine. It works very well indoors, no matter where I am. Like, I'm saying that because I thought it might have been because of my Wi-Fi, but if I go to another building or somewhere indoors, the signal is great. But when I'm outside, no matter where I am, the signal breaks up. And, sometimes it's like it breaks up so badly that it's just gone for a second.
Oh, interesting.
So I was wondering about that.
Yeah. All right. Has anyone else experienced that or have any tips on what might be going on with Dave's Bluetooth headphones?
This is Keith.
Go ahead, Keith.
I was just going to ask, are you staying within the same proximity of your phone or your iDevice when you have those?
Yeah, well, that's what's weird about it. My phone is on my lap and my headphones, of course, are on my ears. So that's.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would think that too if it was like in another room or something like that. But no way. That's what's strange about it. And then, evidently, I unpaired it and paired it because another issue was coming up. It was like every minute and a half, I would get a busy signal. It would have a one-tone busy signal, and then it would, go back to whatever is on the broadcast. But it doesn't do it anymore since I unpaired it and paired it. Even if I'm indoors. But it doesn't do that anymore. It's just the signal is breaking up, and that's the only issue I have with it. So I was just curious about it.
Yeah. Have you had this, Dave, have you had this happen on have you used it with any other devices? I'm wondering, does it happen? Oh, okay. Interesting. Anyone else have any thoughts on this?
Oh yeah, Maria, I just want to say one thing in case, you guys might not know. Okay, I had to reset up the Alexa Echo Dot yesterday. And I didn't notice that, I set it up, but what's good about it, when I called Amazon, they do screen sharing. So that really, really was like night and day for me. Really
Okay.
nice.
All right. Well, that definitely is help. Like they did screen sharing on your iPhone, you mean?
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
With Amazon.
All
I
right.
was kind
Very
of
good.
surprised because I thought it was only Apple that would have the
Sure.
rights to do that.
Yeah, very interesting. All right. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I wonder on your headphones, I'm kind of wondering if maybe you'd need to try to reset them or something. It's very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
go ahead, Sandhya.
Well, this is a really basic suggestion. I mean, have you like turned off the Bluetooth and then just turned it on again? I mean, just reset everything, turned off your phone, turned everything off and started fresh, That's what, I mean, real
Yeah, maybe
simple.
I'll try that. I didn't turn off the phone. I just turned off the headset and turned it back on. But, it didn't, nothing changed. It didn't do anything. But I'll try that,
All right. Yes, go ahead, Sandhya.
And yeah, and you said you unpaired, I mean, you said, forget this device, I never want to see you again. And then you just started the whole thing over again. So it's,
Yeah.
okay. All right, that's all I have.
I mean, I'll fool around with it. I'll try it again and see what happens. And anything I find out, I'll let you guys know. If by next week, if if that any of those steps works.
Sounds good. Yeah, good luck with that. The only other thing I can think is there maybe something interfering with the Bluetooth signal? Like, are you putting, I can't imagine what, like I've had my phone in a purse and things like that, and it hasn't affected, headphones, but I don't know. Like, is there some kind of thick, is it in a pocket where it's a thick pocket? I don't know, where the signal can't get.
I had it in a pouch, and I figured, well, it's around my neck. I had it in a pouch. I figured maybe that was it, but when I took it out, what's weird is if I turned it like one way, the signal kind of holds up, but if I just move it ever so slightly, then it starts to break up again.
That is so strange.
Steven?
This is Shri.
Go ahead. Shri, go ahead.
You know, 2.0.
Whoa, Shri, I think you cut out. Go ahead again.
My question was if he knows that the Bluetooth supports 4.0 or 5.0.
Oh, like what's the Bluetooth version on your headphones?
Okay.
Yes.
I am not sure about that, but it might be 5.0, but I'm not sure though. Okay, what if it was 4.0?
This is
I
Shri.
think it's
Go
5,
ahead.
but
I was going to
I'm not
say,
positive.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say you might have some connection issues running, 4.0, especially if you're watching, if you're streaming things. So that's why I was asking if you know.
Oh, that's what I do is stream.
Yeah, so that could be, that's one of the reasons that the 5.0 was supposed to resolve is some of the streaming latency. So that's why I was asking.
Okay, I gotta check into that.
All right. Well,
This is
hopefully.
Keith real quick.
Yes, go ahead, Keith.
I was just
I'll
going
let
to
you
say,
guys know by next week what the story is.
All right. Yeah.
If
All
I
right.
just-
One sec, Dave. Let's let Keith. I think has another suggestion for
I
you.
was just going to say real quick, if you bought them from Amazon, they're really pretty good about their descriptions listing what the Bluetooth is.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you should be able to find that out pretty quick, like in Amazon, maybe like in the product, like details or in the description, or there's like a features and details. So yeah, Dave, like if anything else, if no other way, like if you go back onto that page, hopefully it'll tell you.
Oh, where I ordered it from?
Like the Amazon, the product page.
Right. Well, I have the booklet in print though that came with it. Would that help?
I mean, it might. You could maybe need some, either like OCR or something apps to read it. I think it would be quicker to just, see if the page on Amazon tells
I gotta
you.
look at that page.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that page because I have it. I saved it.
Sure.
Because I ordered it. So
Sure.
that's what I'm gonna do. Thanks. Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna see.
Oh, very good. All right. Well, good luck. And yeah, let us know if you get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. Who would like to ask our next question?
Thomas here in Grand Junction.
All right. Go ahead, Thomas.
I have a couple of questions. The first one is if anybody uses Envision, I bought a lifetime subscription to them and I updated their app like 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And now my lifetime subscription keeps saying it's expired. I just wondered if anybody else has had an issue with that. And then the second question I had was, how would I go about becoming a mentor for somebody learning VoiceOver in the iPhone?
Right. Well, I'll take as the facilitator your mentoring question. If you go to our website, which is ibugtoday.org, so spelling out the ibugtoday.org, there is a mentor and a mentee applications are there. So you'd fill out the mentor application.
Perfect.
Awesome.
I'll do that.
All right.
Thanks.
Very cool. Well, thank you for wanting to be a mentor. All right. On the Envision question, does anyone? I'm gonna go into mine now and like see if my subscription is set. Has anyone had this happen to them at all with their subscription? And do you have any thoughts? Mine is doing it as well. Oh my goodness.
This is Shri.
Yes. I apologize. I don't know why this music just came on when I went to check my subscription. Go ahead, Shri.
So I had that same issue last year when I purchased it, and I had to go to, I called Apple Care, and I went to the app purchase, the sales department, and I think what happened was, in my case, it went transition between a reoccurring monthly, because I used to have a monthly subscription, and when I purchased the lifetime, it got cross-tracked, and they were able to track it down, and eventually switched mine to an annual subscription. I mean, I'm sorry,
a lifetime.
A lifetime purchase, right? Sorry.
Interesting. So you were not able to do that within like the app, the subscription settings, right? Like in iTunes, or you weren't able to do like a restore purchase thing. Like they had to go in and manually adjust.
I'm not. This is Shri.
Yes, go ahead, Shri.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they had to do in the back end, but she could see that I signed up and paid the lifetime membership because she saw that in the transaction. So that's how they were able to figure it out. But that's what I did. But I did this last year.
Right. Okay, go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah. So and I logged out and I logged back in and it still said expired. So I went to ask them to call me.
Yeah.
So hopefully they call me back. But I think because it hasn't had an issue until now. But the update a day or two ago said something about click the restore button, but it says, oops, sorry, your thing is expired, and it plays that music. So
yeah, exactly. I think this music that I just,
I've never heard that music before.
Like, right, this music?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that is very odd. All right.
Anyway.
Well, thank you for this.
I will go fill that application out. Thanks so much for your time. I'll be listening.
It sounds good. And definitely, so it sounds like we're both going to be calling Apple.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to try Envision first. I'll make them call me back first and see if they call me
that's
back.
a good point. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, I'm literally experiencing the exact same thing now. I did restore and it says, oops, sorry, but your free trial period has come to an end. Why don't you subscribe?
Exactly. That's exactly the same thing I got. So
I think something happened with they're doing their sale and something like, So, all right, well, let us know how that goes. I may be requesting the callback too. See, the more people they have, mentioning this, the sooner it'll get fixed.
Yeah, that's what I did. Thanks so much.
Yeah, very good. All right, thank you. Go ahead, Keith.
So I have not updated yet, and I went to the app and it hijacked me. It landed on an update is available page. The only option is to update.
Of course it is.
They have you because I was going to go look in settings to see if there was a place to restore purchases, but I guess I have to update now and find out the hard way.
I would not update because it won't work if you update. But if you don't update, it'll still work.
Oh, but he
it's
said he
hijacked.
can't.
Yeah.
Right? You
It
have a
has me
screen.
hijacked. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That I cannot get out of. It's just an update available page that has the only option is to update. I can't scrub out of it. I closed it out, opened it back
well,
up.
it's not going to work after that.
Yeah.
So they'll hopefully
You
come
know
up with a fix.
what's very ironic? I'm looking in the update log right now, and for this version, this 2.3.20 that came out today, the feature says write subscriptions data. I don't think so.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. An overall crash fixed update. So yeah, no, not the right subscriptions data. But okay.
Great.
Oh, it's
Thanks,
not
guys.
you.
I'll be listening.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Thomas. All right. Who would like to ask the next question? Feel free
Maria,
to
I have a
unmute.
question
Yes.
if
Go.
nobody else does.
All right. I
have a
don't think
Zoom
anyone
question.
else does. All right. Look at that. All right. Go ahead.
So what's happening like on my 11 Pro Max, I'm on it right now as far as on the call, and I can hear my voiceover just fine. And when I get on my iPhone 8 and I'm on a Zoom call, I cannot hear my voiceover at all. And I've tried every way to turn up the volume, and nothing works.
Ah, all right. Does anyone have any suggestions on this one? I actually might have a suggestion because I feel like I've experienced this in the past. Have you tried turning voiceover off and back on? I feel like it like does some reset with the audio.
I've done that, and I have not. I've done that and restarted the phone, but I think it might be time just to offload it and load it back up, see if that works.
Yeah.
But I was trying to avoid that.
Sure.
This is Sri.
All right, go ahead, Sri.
Thank you, Maria. Mine was doing the same thing, and I just did what you suggested, and it's working like a charm.
Oh, wonderful. Well, happy to help. And I'm sorry, Keith, that did not solve your problem. Oh my.
I'm definitely going to try that again before I offload it and see if that works. But
sure.
See, that tip was well worth the call right there.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Very good. All right. Well, good luck with that. All right. Who would like to ask the next question? Feel free, like I said, to unmute and let us know, or if you have some comment, like if you've played with an app or something recently.
Hi, this is Jody.
Okay, go ahead, Jody.
Hi, Maria. Yes, I just tried the same thing, turning the voiceover on and off, and I still, that's the one thing I'm wondering is how to balance the volume between voiceover and the other tasks that you're doing on your phone, because I can't seem to, one is quiet. I've played with audio ducking and all that, and I always end up with one being very quiet and the other one being much louder. So I wonder, is there a way to individually turn volume up and down on the various things? I've looked in sounds, I've looked in accessibility, and I can't find it.
This is Keith.
All right, go ahead, Keith.
I know audio ducking does not work in Zoom. I do know that.
All right.
Well, not just Zoom, but other applications as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is Dana.
Okay, go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, I had the same problem before. When volume, I couldn't hear the volume. And what I did was I put plugged earphones in, and I held down the volume up button and ran my finger all over the screen, kept my finger on the screen and ran my finger all over the screen until I heard the volume go up in my earbuds or earphones, and then unplugged them, and that seemed to work.
All right. So just to clarify that part about running your hands on the screen. So your fingers, so it sounds like you were wanting to have voiceover, like constantly talking while you were raising the volume, right? To make sure that you were raising the voiceover volume.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I as I was running my finger all over the screen, I did not lift my finger off the screen. It just the volume just kept raising, getting louder and louder in my earphones. And then I just unplugged my earphones, and I could hear the voiceover through my speaker on my phone.
That is so interesting because I feel like the volume is separate for earphones. Okay, go ahead, Keith.
This Keith, I was going to say, I have problems sometimes when I unplug headphones and lose my sound or my volume. And I do the same thing with the volume switch on the side of the phone. Just hold it up while I'm just going back and forth on the screen. But my question to Jody is, and I'm sure you do, I'm just asking questions. Do you have volume in your rotor?
Do I have what?
Volume in your rotor?
No. Yes, excuse me, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay. I find that handy in some of these apps that, that change a little bit. And that was one thing that didn't help me in this Zoom situation that was kind of frustrating. But I think that's really the two ways, like what Dana was saying there, and then the volume in the rotor, that's the best way I've been able to control it anyway.
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Jody.
So the volume in the rotor, does it work differently than the volume? I just thought it was interchangeable whether I use the volume controls on the side of the phone or the volume controls on my headset or the volume controls in the rotor, but they work differently.
This is Keith.
Go ahead, Keith.
So depending on how you have your settings on the buttons on the side, if VoiceOver is not activated, and that's the whole reason of putting your finger on the screen while you have the button held, is because you're trying to activate VoiceOver. So it's changing that VoiceOver volume. Any other time you're changing like the volume of your music or the volume of your ringer, unless you have those buttons turned off. You can turn those buttons off in settings and it will not change anything. So, so it does control the voices, your VoiceOver voice and your Siri voice independently. And of course, your music and all that.
All right, go ahead, Brad. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Yes, go
The
ahead.
volume in the rotor adjusts the volume of your VoiceOver volume relative to the system volume. I don't think you change VoiceOver volume any other way, but relative to the system volume any other way. I believe the no matter what you do, using the volume buttons on the side of the phone, even if you're moving your finger around, I believe that is adjusting only the system volume. Once upon a time, I can't do it now, explain it now, but I did a test on that. And you can mess with the side buttons all you want, but then go into VoiceOver and see what your VoiceOver volume is set at, because that is your VoiceOver volume relative to the system volume. And I think that's the only way to change that, is either going into the VoiceOver settings or the rotor.
This is Jody. So the rotor controls the VoiceOver volume, and the side buttons control the system volume. And thank you so very much. I'm gonna go play with it.
All right, very good. Well, good luck with that. Yeah, lots of different types of volumes, as we're finding out. So
Thomas here.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Yes, I can confirm that. Yes, the volume in the rotor is strictly for the VoiceOver, and I generally set mine like 70%. So, but yeah, you can go all the way down to 0 and have no VoiceOver, or 10 or 20. But yeah, that's how you set it.
This is Sandhya.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
Just to clarify, with regard to turning, having using the volume buttons to control the volume, you like somebody said earlier, just you do have to set it one way or another. I don't remember what the default is, but just got to be aware of that. So.
All right.
This is Keith.
All right, go ahead, Brad, and then we'll take Keith. So go ahead, Brad.
Well, when you go into your settings, and then I believe it says sounds and haptics, there is a switch in there to make it so that the volume buttons on the side will not change the ringer volume. Forgive me, I can never remember how these things are actually labeled, because you can set it so that the volume buttons on the side, if the phone's ringing, touching the volume on the side is just going to mute the ringer. But if you go into your setting and say it to set it so the volume buttons do not change the volume of the ringer or alerts, they'll stay the same. At least they're supposed to stay the same. And then you're just dealing with your system volume on the side buttons. That's it.
All right, and go ahead, Keith. Yep.
Proof is in the pudding. Thank you so much, Brad. So I turned down the volume in my rotor to 75%, and then turned down my voiceover volume I just muted it with the buttons on the side. And then I raised the volume, just like we said, with the screen on the finger, activating voiceover, and turned it all the way up, and then went and looked at the rotor again, and it was still on 75%. So that's exactly what it's doing.
All right, very good. All right, then who would glad to hear that seems to be a bit resolved. So yay. All right, who would like to ask the next question? We have about 10 minutes before halftime. So who would like to ask?
Susan.
All right, go ahead, Susan. Give me just a sec. Let me just see if anyone
Sure,
else.
no
Yeah, and then we can come back. All right, anyone else, especially first time? Anyone who hasn't asked a question yet who would like to? All right, well then go ahead, Susan. We'll go with your next question.
Okay, I'm trying to find the search button in songs on my iPhone, and I can't find it. It says it says index and stuff like that. And I have all the songs in alphabetical order, but I cannot find search. So where is it?
Okay, is this the alarm question that we went?
No.
Oh, just in a different. Okay.
Yeah.
In the music app.
Well, I am trying to find a particular song for another reason, but I want to do a search, like where is it? It's trying to like finding a needle in a haystack with all the songs I have.
This is Keith.
Right. Okay, go ahead, Keith.
So do you have these songs saved in the music app?
On iTunes. Everything I have in iTunes, I've bought and own. I don't know if I'm answering your question right, but
You're on your iPhone or your iPad.
Yeah, iPhone.
And if you how did you load the songs? How did you buy them on iTunes, on the computer or your phone?
My phone. I do it both. See, it's synced together. What I have on my iPhone and iTunes, it's on my iPad.
Great. So you should be able to open up your music app, and they'll be there in your music app, and there's a search tab on the lower right-hand side of the screen.
Yeah, I tried that. I guess it's just hiding from me. Because sometimes you have to swipe right and left until it's like, there it is.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah. Once you've found that search button that Keith's talking about in the lower right, and you select it and double tap on it, you then have a search edit field towards the top. Now, the secret here is you can search for a song, whatever it may be, and then below that search edit field are two buttons. One is search on Apple Music, And the other one, forgive me, I believe it
Searching
says
your
search on-
library.
Yeah, search in your library. Thank you. And that's what's on your device. So you want to, if you're looking for a song you purchased on iTunes and it's on your phone, that's the one you want. Search in library. Thank you, Maria.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, because I don't touch Apple Music at all. I don't, at least with iTunes, when you buy a song, it's yours to keep. So thanks, y'all. Appreciate it very much. And
All right. Good luck with that. Yeah, I wonder if somehow it accidentally got like switched to Apple Music, and that's why you're not seeing the results or something.
It's just another monthly bill that I don't need anyway. Thank you.
All right. Well, good luck with that.
This is
All
Keith.
right. All right, go ahead, Keith.
You do not have to have a Apple Music subscription. If you've purchased those songs through iTunes, they'll automatically load into your music app and that as a player. So you can search those. And like Brad said, just make sure that after you type in your search, just make sure that you're searching your library.
Thanks so much.
All right. Very good. All right. Anything else on this question? All right. Then who would like to ask our next question to take us into the halftime? We have 5 minutes. So if you're until halftime. So if your question can be answered in 5 minutes. All right. Or if you're comment on an app or the like. No Facebook questions.
This is Sri.
All right, go ahead, Sri.
I was just going to make a comment, something that I learned this week. We do a lot of support here, and sometimes one of our solutions that we recommend is doing a forced reboot where we do a volume up, volume down, and the side button.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to make sure everybody understands a forced reboot requires that side button to be held down for about 15 seconds. It's not where it says volume up, volume down. You hold it and it says, it says power off, double tap. That does not do a forced reboot.
Okay. Very good. So yeah, I guess it sounds like Apple wanted to make that pretty deliberate.
Yes, so you have to hold it down.
All right. Very good. Thank you for that.
And welcome back.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else have a short comment or question before the halftime? All right, I'll make a quick question, which is hopefully a yes or no. Has anyone noticed I went to edit my profile in Facebook because I realized that I literally had some links in there to like things that don't exist anymore, like Yahoo Messenger and AIM and things like that. And I was having trouble, like when I was clicking on the buttons to, in theory, like remove the info and stuff, like nothing was happening. So I actually ended up doing it on my PC. But yeah, has anyone else like experienced like any places in the app where like things just don't happen when you click on these buttons to like edit your profile, or I don't know, maybe it's somewhere else too in the app.
This is Hershey.
Go ahead, Hershey.
Hey, just wanted to remind people that the new iPhone should be launched in a month, I believe. So probably the 13th of next month.
All right. Well, we will definitely, I'm sure when the events and such happen with Apple, we tend to have a little like debrief and summarize them and fun stuff like that. So
definitely.
Yeah.
And welcome back.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else like to make a quick comment in our, we have a minute until halftime here. So I'll make a small little story for a minute before halftime. So in Croatia. So as I was coming back, you have to have a negative COVID test to enter into US. And I was trying to digitally I didn't have to, but I wanted to digitally register this EU testing certificate. And this app that I think it was called COVID Go or something. It was like literally the most unintuitive thing. It went into Croatian, which is fine, except that when English VoiceOver tries to speak Croatian, it wasn't that easy. So I was reading, it was my Braille display, and it just was not at all intuitive, and no one seemed to know or give instructions and things like that. So it was definitely an adventure. I think I had 4 or 5 different EU apps or something before I finally got to the correct one. So definitely a little more disorganized than I was expecting. But I succeeded in the end. And on that happy note, I will turn it over to you, Sandhya.
All right. Thank you, Maria. Very good. So busy there. All right. Lots of questions and information. And now we're getting ready for the midpoint. And so with that, we'd like to invite anybody who didn't get to say hello the first time around, just to say your name and where you're from. We'd love to, if you didn't get to say hi the first time.
This is Brad, and I am in Dallas.
Hey, Brad. Welcome.
Nikki in San Francisco. Oh, sorry.
Keith in Austin and Nikki, welcome in San Francisco.
This is Kenny in Missouri.
Hey, Kenny, welcome.
Linda from Mumble.
Linda. Very nice. Glad to have you. Anybody else?
Hey, this is Hershey, usually in Florida, but right now in Minnesota.
Hey, Hershey, glad to have you. All right. Anybody else? Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay, so real quick recap.
This is Marty.
Hey, Marty,
Salem.
welcome to you.
All
Glad
right.
to have you. All right. Definitely the Northeast is in power this week, huh, Maria? I tell you. Okay, so.
Indeed.
Indeed. Well, we are just super glad all of y'all are here, and it's just lovely to hear new voices asking questions and sharing, and that is what this is all about, and we're just super glad y'all are here. Okay, and keep telling your friends, and we hope that we can all help each other. All right, so with that, real quick recap of announcements. Mr. McCulloch, our wonderful iBUG guy, went through several for this week. So, and just so you know, every Monday night we do this, the iBUG Buzz from 7:30 to 9:30, all times Central. Just letting you know, on Labor Day, we are going to take a break, okay? We rarely do this. It's probably 1, maybe 2 breaks a year that we get on Monday because we love our call, but we have a surprise. So we're gonna take Labor Day off, all right? That's, go enjoy being time with your friends and family and so forth. And then on the 13th of September, the lucky 13, we will be celebrating our 500th call. All right, 500 calls. We have some fun and celebrations in plan. If you've done them before, you are in for a treat. And we hope that our new friends and old friends all come on Monday, September 13th. All right, there'll be lots more information about that coming forward, but just letting you know. Okay, then tomorrow night, iBUG Buzz on Clubhouse, mini buzz from 5 to 6 Central Time. That's on the Clubhouse platform. If you need an invitation, send us an email at ibugtoday@gmail.com, and we will arrange for that to make that happen. Wednesday, we have Android Insight, again, 7 p.m. Central, and our wonderful host of that call is on with us tonight. We're graced to have him. And that is Hershey. So Hershey, we're super glad you're here, and we will bring everybody over to that call on Wednesday night, okay? And then Thursday we have Trekkie Talk, and then we have the host of that on here as well. We got all our helpers here today. So that's Kenny, and so Kenny will be hosting the Trekkie Talk Discovery Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8. So get busy, start watching the audio described episodes. Then iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies, and with those amazing cryptic clues. I've just run out of words because they're just undecipherable. I don't know, ran out of words. I'll have to get my thesaurus out or something. So with those clues, we have the ever wonderful Mr. iBUG Guy himself. iBUG Guy, are you out there?
Uber Eats.
Yeah, I never know what you're going to say, but okay, we're glad you're here, Uber.
Uber, yes, yes, yes. All right, we are ready for our. What are we doing? Oh, we're going to be finding out what the movie is, the big reveal for night. So just want to welcome everyone to Michael Movie. And like always, don't yell out the titles, say your name, and wait to be recognized by me before you answer. So we're going to go backwards. We're going to start with clue number 5 tonight. No, sorry, I can't do that.
No.
They go from harder to easy, so we'll have to do that the other way. All right, so clue number 1. You know, in our movies in the past, we've seen rivers, ponds, lakes, seas, and oceans. And guess what? Our feature this week, we're going to see some more water.
More water? Like a swimming pool? All right, guys, anybody going to take a stab at that one? A movie with water?
This is Kenny.
Dana.
Kenny, go ahead.
Waterworld?
Waterworld, that's a good guess, but that's not what we're seeing. How about Mr. Dana? Go ahead.
The River Wild.
The what?
River Wild.
The
River Wild. Okay. That's close. Well, that's not even close. Sorry. Good guess.
Is this a Shri?
All right, Shri.
He's going to get it.
Is it Aquaman?
Aquaman. Oh, man. How did you come up with that? But that's not it either. Great guesses from everyone. Man. All right. We're going to move to clue number 2. Our feature is based on a true story from the early 1900s.
Nikki,
Titanic. That is a awesome guess. And guess what? Ding, 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 ding. You got it on the second clue, Nikki. Wow.
well, my first guess before was going to be Caddyshack, and that's a swimming pool.
Awesome. Boy, I didn't even get to talk about the actual vehicle itself. All right. Anyway, that's our movie for the week. Titanic, starring that scientist and artist Leonardo da something.
DiCaprio.
And
DiCaprio.
oh,
DiCaprio.
it's not Da Vinci. Okay.
No, unfortunately.
Different Leonardo.
And early version of Kate Winslet. Well, I guess it's an early version of Leonardo also. From 1997. When did it come out? Yeah, somewhere in there. So anyway, join us this Friday for the Titanic. And maybe it won't sink this week. I don't know.
Is this the extended version?
All right, Johnny, what do we have for our winter tonight?
All right, Nikki is a lucky girl. I tell you, she's got the Heart of the Ocean, which is a 56 karat blue diamond that they brought up from the bottom of the ocean just for you. All right, so there you go. You can wow your friends. I don't know how it will fit on your neck, but it sounds like it's pretty big and pretty heavy. All right, so there you go. You will be in style, thank you. Nikki. All right, okay, have fun.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, very good. Heart of the Ocean. That's the name of the necklace. So there you go. Okay, thank you, Mr. McCulloch, for those awesome clues. And we actually guessed the movie, so we are making progress. And so I think did we tell them when the movie is going to be? Mr. McCulloch, did you tell them when the movie is going to be?
This Friday.
Okay.
Doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Yeah, it narrows it down. Friday has 24 hours. It will be
7:30 p.m. for the pre-movie social. And then if you want to stick around for the movie, it will start at 8. And after that, we have the post-movie critique and trivia.
Yes, and this is
how
a
long-
good long movie. It's 3 hours and some odd minutes, so take your naps and we will be ready to go. All right. Okay, so with that, I think there's something else I was supposed to tell you, but I
Oh,
This is Jim.
yeah, it takes 2.5 hours to sync that sucker.
I know. Okay, go ahead, Jim.
Can I take my nap during the movie?
No napping
No.
during the movie. Only Michael can do that. All right, Mr. McCulloch, say good night, Mr. McCulloch.
Good night, Mr. McCulloch.
All right, you're so good. Okay, all right, back to our regularly scheduled program. We are now all going to behave. Yeah, it was pretty good. Y'all were pretty well behaved. Okay, so who didn't get a turn to ask a question? You know, we want to give everybody a turn, and then we'll go back and, you know, do second rounds of questions.
This is Marty.
Marty, go ahead.
I know which one, but I'm wondering when you get them out of the box, the AirPods Max, how do you know which one is the right ear and which one's a left ear, other than, like, you know, me showing it to my wife? But in other words, how do we know which one is the right ear and which one is the left ear?
Oh, great question. Who has, yeah, go ahead, Brad.
You took an AirPod Max, the headphones, or AirPod Pro?
No, the Max.
The Max. Well,
Because the Pro is easy. The Pro's in the case.
Yes, that is true. The Max, that's a good question, because when I first got mine, I had it on backwards. But the side with the controls on it, the digital crown and the little rectangular button, goes on the right-hand side.
And how did you figure that out, or how did you?
Trial and error. First, I had them on backwards, and I think I was using them, and I was on Clubhouse or something, and everybody, I sounded far away because apparently where the little microphone thing must be on the front side. So then I'm like going, okay, I got to figure out what's going on here. So I opened up my iPhone and I found a piece of music that I was very familiar with, that I knew opened with a piano intro that comes out of the left channel only. And I had them, when I had them on backwards, it was coming out of the right. So I said, okay, that settles that. They're backwards. So I flipped them around. Everybody could hear me better, and the world was right.
Well, this is Marty, and I sort of didn't do it the way you did it. The way I found out was I call my house phone and leave a message on a voicemail. And I had them on the opposite way also. And I played it back and I thought, these sound muffled for like a $500 some headphone.
Exactly.
Turned them around, did the same thing again, and they were fine.
Mm.
So you kind of almost did the same thing I did. But yeah, because my wife said the only designation is in the inside part, like in the material. There's like a little marking. She couldn't even find it right away.
All right. Well, very cool.
It's something
Thanks,
Apple might want to work on to, you know, they have VoiceOver, but yet they do not have a way for a blind person to identify right and left. Thanks.
Thank you, Marty and Brad. All right. Next, who has a new question, observation?
Nikki.
Nikki.
With question number 570.
Go ahead.
Can I make a suggestion on that last thing before I ask my question? Because the library for the not the library for the blind, but the Lighthouse for the Blind has these very, very tiny dots. And that might be something that people could put on the right or the left-hand side, depending on which, on the outside, and it wouldn't interfere with anything.
Yeah,
They're just
bump
these
dots.
tiny
Yes.
little things. Yeah. Okay. So can I ask a Zoom question?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm on the board of directors of the East Bay Center for the Blind, and we had a Zoom. We finally had our second Zoom board meeting, and we recorded it. Now, the first recording came through just fine, but the second one, there was evidently a glitch in it. Now, I haven't seen it, but it went to the general manager, and she had the East Bay Center computer whiz look at it, and there's some kind of glitch. They couldn't open it, and I'm wondering how often does that happen? I noticed that you guys are recording this, And do you have glitches like this occasionally, or can they send another link? Is the recording still good? I'm not quite sure what's happening, but I figured, they're going to call on me to kind of figure out what's going on. So I thought maybe you guys could help out. Thank you very much.
All right.
This is Maria.
Go ahead, Maria.
I guess I would wonder, in terms of the recording itself, is good if you had the access to the link for the recording to see first if it plays from that page. There should be a player. And if it does, then the recording is good. And so then in theory, and then the question is if it allows for a download of the recording, which it sounds like it does, then hopefully you could be download it again and see if you could get a new copy of a file. I've never had that happen where the only thing I can think of is maybe the recording didn't download completely, and in that case the extension would have a bunch of numbers and such at the end, so it wouldn't just say .m4a or .mp4. There would be other numbers and such. But yeah, I haven't had an issue with, if all goes well with the recording and stuff, I haven't had an issue where it's not playable after.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll mention that to her because she has the original because it's her name on the license for the Zoom program.
Mm-hmm.
And so she sends me the link.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time the link, I had no problems with the link. Other people did, but I didn't. And so I'm just going to ask her. She can't send me the whole thing, so she'll have to just send me the link. So I'm just going to ask her to send me the link, and we'll see. Maybe me fumbling around can figure it out. Sometimes the professionals don't do so well, but people who don't know too much about it, they stumble across the answer by accident.
Yeah.
Much. Thank you so much, Maria.
Sure.
This is Brad.
Good deal. Go ahead, Brad.
I was going to say, when you get those emails for cloud recording, there's two links. One link only works for the account owner, and the other link is to share. Possible Nikki got sent the wrong link.
That is true. If it's a professional account, yeah. So,
Can I answer that question?
yes, go ahead.
Okay, I did get the link, but that's something interesting because that means that Jan can only open her link, and the one that she has to send to us, she can't open. Is that correct?
This is Brad.
Brad.
I don't know. I never tried. I always open the one that for me from my account. I've never bothered even sharing it with anybody, but I would assume that the owner can open either link.
Right.
Yeah, this is Maria. Yeah, the shared link, typically, unless the passcode's been disabled, there's a passcode that goes along with it. And so it's they don't care who, opens it. I mean, in theory, I would think, I don't know what happens if she's permanently logged in, because I don't have mine set to auto log me in because I manage some accounts and such. So it depends, on the day which account I want to log into. But in theory, especially if she's logged out, Zoom won't care if she's the owner. She'll get prompted for the passcode if she clicks on the sharing link, and then she enters the passcode, and then she would, be able to open it. So that shouldn't matter. But the first link is the one that's going to ask for the actual account login. That's why only the host can access the first one. And it says in the email, I mean, it should be pretty, explanatory for her. One says something for what the heck does it say? For hosts only, or for, I forget, something only. And then the other one says if you want to share your link or whatever, or others can view the recording at this link or something like that.
Okay. Great. Well, that gives me a good idea because I haven't seen the original in the original email, so I'm not exactly sure what it says, but I will definitely, see what we can do. And thank you so much. I really appreciate all this.
Okay, very good. Good question, Miss Nikki. Okay, who's next? Somebody new, hasn't had a turn, dying to ask a question. Maybe not dying, but
This is free.
Cree, go ahead.
So I'm opening this question to anyone listening, but maybe Maria can answer since she traveled overseas. My question is, the fact that you have the 12 and your phone can support an eSIM, have you tried it out overseas? And if so, how was the experience? Or if anyone has tried an eSIM?
Well, this is Maria. I'll just let you know, I did not actually try it just because I figured I was only there for a couple of weeks and it wasn't worth it for me. I just used, on the occasional times, I just used my for my carrier here, there's once you activate the international feature, you can pay $10 a day and use your same data plan that you have. And so for the fact that I used it like 2 times or something, that was just easier for me. But yeah, I know it's very I did look it up for my parents' sake, but they're a little bit less comfortable with technology. And when they saw the article with all the steps, they were like, no, and they got a physical SIM. But yeah, it's definitely very dependent on like the carrier and how they how you activate it, like whether you scan a QR code and it takes you somewhere, or whether you like download their app and go from there. I forget now because this is like a couple of months ago that I looked it up for my parents. But yeah, it seemed very like dependent on the carrier. You kind of just have to like follow what they tell you to do.
All right, very cool, very interesting. All right, yeah, all these issues come up when you travel, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, and actually, this is Maria. I have to give a quick tip for anyone who is traveling. Make sure your data plan, like make sure it's activated before you leave, because mine was fine, but my brother's, I don't know what happened with him, but he literally like activated it overseas, and I think he got his data plan to work for like 10 minutes, and then it stopped working. And like, and then also he couldn't like, his supposedly only showed that he had 3G, which is not, there is 4G, in Croatia. So things were just, and they're on a different carrier. So I don't know if it had to do with the carrier. It was through the cable company. But yeah, I would just definitely advise, like if anyone's going overseas, like make sure this stuff is activated before you leave. Like you really don't want to be troubleshooting this when you're abroad and like struggling to make a phone call.
Right, exactly. All right, well, very good. Hope we're getting to travel. Okay, who has a new question or issue? Just remember, stick around to the 9 o'clock hour. We will have our iBUG Bytes, our hint, a really cool demo from Ms. Maria. So stick around for that, just a few more minutes. So who has a question? Anybody? Got a few minutes before that. Well, anybody?
This is Karen. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
I noticed this in podcasts. I'm not sure if it happened anywhere else, but I noticed it in 2 different podcasts where I'm listening to it and all of a sudden the volume gets a little higher. Has that ever happened to anybody? Doesn't get real high, but it's like 3 clicks down on the volume button will take it back down to where it was before. So it's not blasting or anything, but I thought that was awfully strange.
Yes. Okay.
This is Maria.
Go ahead.
Which app are you using, Karen? Is that the built-in podcast app or something else?
Built-in one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what I'm wondering, because sometimes depending on the podcast, just like with the recording, I mean, anything is possible. It's, possible that there was some volume distortion or something for a moment. I don't know because I don't use the built-in podcast app. Like I use Castro, which is a third-party client, and there is a setting to, let's see, I don't want to start a podcast playing right now. I want to say it's called like normalize or something like that. And it's supposed to, kind of level that out so that it doesn't happen, which it does do well. I just don't actually know if the built-in podcast, I would assume if it had one, it would just do it because I didn't have to set it in Castro. So I don't, does anyone know if the built-in app has a normalizing setting like that?
This is Keith.
Go ahead, Keith.
I actually don't know about that. But I have noticed, I use a native podcast app and I noticed it does some funky stuff when the screen curtain closes and you open it back up. Sometimes when it closes, it gets real soft, and then when you open it up, the volume goes up a little bit. I've noticed that, but
okay.
Were you doing anything other than just listening to it?
Yeah, when you say, you mean screen curtain, or you mean when the phone locks up? Which one do you mean?
I've noticed it with both, actually.
Okay. It could have been. I don't use a screen curtain. I mean, I've used it before, but I don't use it. So it could have been when the phone locked up. It could have been. but it got louder though. My phone gets
And
louder.
has it happened more than once?
It happened at least twice with 2 different podcasts. Once.
Okay, different podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So that rules that out. The different podcasts. So yeah, I would try to see if something is happening when the volume is different, if it is locking or doing something else.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Well, great question, Karen. Thank you. Good luck. Okay. Who's next with a question? Issue. Linda.
I have a funny thing that my phone does, and I don't know why. It happens when I'm in the car, and it makes a funny little noise like "little," and I've never heard that noise before. It's not one of the ringers or anything. I don't know why it's doing it. Does anyone else know or have that happen?
All right. You have to show us that one more time, Linda.
It's Karen.
Go ahead, Karen.
I've heard that similar noise when it just mysteriously flips back to the home screen or whatever that's called. I don't know why it does it. And it just flips back. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. Like somebody had pressed the home button because I still have a home button. But I have heard it makes that noise.
Okay.
This is Shree.
Yes, Shree.
Do you know if your phone is connecting to the Bluetooth to your car?
It shouldn't be, because I have no use for that.
But do you know if it's trying to connect to your car's Bluetooth?
I don't know. Maybe it is.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's what the indicated sound is. It's trying to connect to the car's Bluetooth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It only happens
Look
in
what
the
you've
car.
started, Linda. This is on you. Okay. All right. Well, we hope you figure it out. Go for a drive and let us know. Okay. All right. Very good. Anybody else with a new question? New issue?
Michael,
Sir?
I was wondering, has anyone used the scan feature in the Notes app?
Anybody using the scan feature in the Notes app?
I'm asking, but go ahead, Shree.
No, go ahead and finish your thought, Mike.
No, Maria made me think about it. I know some states and some, depending on where you got your COVID vaccines, they have them electronically available, so it's real easy to get those. You know, some places are requiring proof, and if you don't want to carry around your card's really valuable. But I heard that you can use the scan feature in Notes, and they're supposed to be, it's supposed to auto capture it, similar to some other apps, and creates a nice picture, and then you got a note there that you could stick in a special folder and make it easy to find and all that. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, hang on. We had Shree first. Shree first.
Oh,
hang
Shree.
on. Hang on. Shree and then Jim. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, I just scanned a document with the Notes scan. I didn't have any issues, but I didn't scan the vaccination verification card. I didn't scan that, but I had no issue scanning, a 2-page document using the Note scan.
I guess, can you describe how the auto scan works on it? Did you use auto scan, or did you try to use a manual?
I just did it manually.
Okay, because there's supposed to be an auto feature that's supposed to give some audible sound similar to, some of the other OCR kind of apps that will capture it and makes a really clean picture.
All right, go ahead, Jim.
Okay, I was going to ask about that because I had heard years ago, and it's very likely changed because I'm old and I'm forgetful. The Notes app, I don't know how well it would be in terms of orienting you and your phone to the document like other OCR apps. that are out there that are, for us to use. Like, the scanning assistant and voice dream reader, or Envision AI, or SuperSense. They all have a way of letting you know whether or not your document is completely in focus. I don't know whether that's available in Notes scanning or not.
Okay.
Yeah, Michael, I guess I
Yeah.
had read that feature is now available in an
Good.
auto capture. Obviously the Notes app, once you go to that feature, it brings up your camera, and then there's one of the buttons you would select is switch between auto and manual, and then start lifting your camera up above the document, and supposed to be hearing some audible sound that will then capture it. But I haven't tried it. I guess I'll go try it. Maybe we'll do a demo on it one day.
All right. Go ahead, Miss Kathy.
Hi, by the way.
Hello. You're late, but it's okay. Go ahead.
I fell asleep.
Uh-huh.
Is it possible that you could use the QR scan? So one day Paul scanned something that was on the TV, I guess. If you held up the phone, it would do this, I think I'm saying it right, QR.
Yes.
And then it would, I forgot what that did. It did something to do with the weather. And then when I got my package from Stitch Fix, you could do the QR. You would just hold it over this paper. I wasn't sure which paper it was. And it seemed like a couple of them did the QR thing and sent me to a place. I guess it was a website. And my other question is, it seems funny. We get all these cards. I mean, I know a Social Security card is usually just a cardboard card that hangs around for years. And they've been saying, put your vaccination card in a Ziploc bag because it's not going to last forever. And it's like something happening to the ink where it's just, they made them really cheap, or the ink is fading, or I don't know.
Okay, well, we're going to, those are great questions. And I think one issue, just real quick, I don't want to get too far into this, but it is a very relevant topic. I think that it has to be, you can't laminate it or things like that, because people have to keep adding, information. Now, if you need something else or a booster or whatever, they have to be able to add information. So they discourage people from laminating. So I guess that's what prevents it from being made in something more durable. Okay, I don't want to, Mr. McCulloch, are you good? Well, you're going to do your homework and talk about it next time. Yes, sir, Brad.
I just opened up the Notes app on my iPhone and used it to scan something. It beeped and told me, how to orient my phone, told me I was too close, move farther away. I got far away, it said move closer. It beeped. And when I had the thing lined up, it automatically snapped the picture. And then it was ready to snap another one. And I hit a button that said save, and I scanned the little user's guide for my little Victor stream that happened to be just sitting right here. And I was able to read the page that I scanned. So apparently it works just like, OCR scanner apps that we all know and love. So I was not aware it did that. Slicker.
Very cool.
Super
Very nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yes, Mr.
Yeah,
Super.
someone had told me it had that feature now. I'd never heard of it, so that's why I brought it up.
All right.
This is true.
Hang on, we're going to have to, just one more comment. We need to move on to our iBUG Bytes. Okay, go ahead, Sri.
Yeah, I was just going to say the scan app, the feature is also available in other Apple apps such as Pages. They have a scanning option too. And I think there's one in both in Pages and the Keynote. I think you can also scan a document. Sorry.
All right. Very good to have more options in the jewel box. Okay, well, Ms.
This is
McGowan,
Marie.
you're good. Yeah, go ahead, Maria.
Oh, just quickly on this, just wanted to say in terms of, since you mentioned it at the beginning of this discussion, the electronic, just since we have a couple of New Yorkers, in case you weren't aware, the Excelsior Pass app is very accessible, which is our New York State electronic vaccine app for showing, and it does work like, someone with there's a scanner app, and the person needing the proof scans the QR code that's on your screen. So that is how that works. But yeah, it's very accessible to retrieve the pass from the web, and it nicely is labeled where it says, like when you're reviewing the pass, it says like barcode of the pass or something like that. So it's very accessible. And just a quick tip, you were saying, Sandhya, about ways to protect it. What I did, if any of you have any like when you go to events and you get like sometimes name tags, which are like, lanyards, like you have the little like plastic pockets where they put in your card with your name, and I have one of those that it was a good size, like same size as my vaccine card, and I just took the lanyard part out, and then I have my card in this pocket that I just
Thanks
carry.
a lot, Maria. Why did I just threw one away? But you could have told me that earlier, right? Okay, well, better late than never. Okay, guys. All right, y'all. Very good discussion. Super cool. I've got to go check out the Notes app and others. Okay, so we are now going to do iBUG Bytes. So we're going to master mute. It's a brief demo, and then we'll resume our discussion of questions right after that. So hold tight. All right, Miss Maria, you ready?
All right, I am ready.
Okay.
So, all right. So for today's iBUG Byte, I guess you could say we're unexpectedly building off of a theme from earlier in the call where we talked about alarms. And I want to talk about and show you where you can schedule a specific wake up alarm. This is part of the iOS health feature called the sleep schedule. This used to be in the clock app called bedtime, but now it's been expanded into the health feature because you can also set a wind down shortcut, meaning like a shortcut to an app that you want to open up. This is all part of promoting better health and better sleep. And when this mode turns on, it means that by default, your screen won't show notifications. It'll just show you the shortcut to your app, and it'll tell you that your alarm is on and such. So promoting you to, in theory, not look at your phone so much when you're getting ready to go to sleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night. And what's special about these alarms is unlike the alarms, I wish all of Apple's alarms would be this way, but they're not at the moment. So the alarms in the clock app, they just come at their volume. They're not, they don't gradually fade in, like it's not an ascending tone. Whereas these and for me, I find it's like a very jarring, like I bolt out of bed when I hear that, and it's just not a good way to wake up. And so I prefer that these alarms in the sleep schedule feature are very nice and soothing, and they come in gradually. So much nicer way to wake up. So that's what I use it for. You can use the schedule as well to help. It helps have a basis in for which the health app can like track your sleep data and stuff like that. But I set it primarily because of the alarm feature. So and you cannot pick your songs from this one. This is just only, you have about like 10 or so pre-selected I'm not pre-select, you have 10 sound options from which to choose, and they are different from the sound options in the regular alarms in your clock app. So these are special alarms. So all right, so we're going to go into the health app.
Health summary.
Okay, and this is your summary tab. We're going to go over into the browse tab.
A little louder. This is Sandhya. A little bit louder, Maria.
Oh, sorry.
Browse.
There you go. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to. I hit the side button. All right, let's go back into health here. There we go. All right, so we're going to go to the browse tab, lower right hand corner of the screen, and there are various data categories here. We're going to go into sleep
button selected. Week,
all right, now this is saying week, month, etc. This is showing sleep data. We're not interested in that for this for the this purpose, we're going to use headings on the rotor to go to the your schedule heading. And I have cleared out my schedule so I can show you how this is set. So it's going to say, if I flick to the right.
Next, bedtime, not set. Wake up.
Okay,
not
so
set.
this, and if I flick to the right, there's an add button. This is for adding a schedule only for the next day. So if you want to add a schedule only for the next day, the screen says wake up only, and you have the same screen that I'm going to show you. But if you want to make a recurring schedule, you're going to keep flicking to the right.
Schedule and options.
To this, where it says full schedule and options. And it doesn't seem like it's a button, but it is a button that you can click on.
Schedule 1. Button.
All right, now this label is a little strange. It says sleep schedule 1 button. The 1 means that it's on, that once you set your schedule, it will take effect. So if you double tapped it, it would become a 0, and meaning your schedule would turn off. So in order to set it, I'm just going to flick to the right to show you the screen.
Full schedule heading. Set your first schedule button.
Okay, and here is what we want. So this screen lets you
no days are scheduled on days,
tells you about the what this is. This is additional options. You can set your sleep goal here.
Wind down. 45 wind down
your wind down and your wind down shortcuts, which are the app that I mentioned. It'll show you on screen. I won't go into that now because of the is a quick thing, but that would allow you to pick from a bunch of different supported apps that have these wind down shortcuts. But let me show you the schedule here. We're going to go back, flick to the left to the set your first schedule.
Cancel.
And here's the screen. So the add button, this is what we're going to double tap in the end in the upper right hand corner when we're done.
Set your first schedule.
Just flicking to the right.
Days active.
All right, days active. Now these are a bunch of days that we can select, and they're all going to be selected by default.
Selected. Monday. Selected.
I'm just flicking to the right and see if I double tapped.
Tuesday.
Tuesday is no longer selected. I double tap again. Selected. Okay, so we're going to keep going.
Selected.
All 7
Sunday.
days.
Bedtime and wake up.
All right, now this is
bedtime. 10 p.m.
This is gonna tell us our current setting. But I'm going to, for the sake of showing you how to set it, we're going to skip past that.
Bedtime, 10 p.m. Adjustable.
All right, so this is just an adjustable. So just like any other picker, we can flick up and down with one finger to adjust it, and it'll adjust in 5-minute increments. And what I think is cool is that it keeps track of whether the time that you have set meets your sleep goal. So you can change your sleep goals, like mine set to 8 hours. So like if I now go to increase this bedtime to 10:05, say, so I'm going to flick up with one finger.
10:05 p.m. This schedule does not meet your sleep goal.
And see right away, it's calculated right now between, because the wake up, the explanation told me before, wake up was set at 6 a.m. And so from 10:05 to 6 is less than 8 hours, right? It's 7 hours, 55 minutes. So it tells me, and if I go back, if I flick down,
10 p.m. This schedule meets your sleep goal.
So that's a nice little touch there that it says that. So I'm going to leave it at 10 because I think this is remembering my settings or something, because this is what I did have it set on. So, but this is how you would adjust it in 5-minute increments. And we're going to flick to the right. Wake up.
Alarm on. 6 a.m.
Okay.
Adjustable.
So there we go. So, and it nicely tells us, so you don't set the alarm here. We'll set that later on the screen. This is strictly a wake up, works just like the other one. The bedtime one that we just did. This is just letting us know that the alarm is also on. So again, if I flick up,
6:05 a.m. This schedule meets your sleep goal.
See, it confirms
6 a.m.
But if I go below
5:55
a.m.,
this schedule does not meet your sleep goal.
So again, just like what happened. So I'm going to flick back up with one finger to get to 6 a.m. because that is
8 hours.
And there we go. It shows the sleep amount.
This schedule meets your sleep
It
goal.
confirms that. I'm just flicking to the right.
Alarm options.
Okay, here we go. Alarm options now.
Wake up alarm. Switch button on.
Okay, and so this is double tapping toggles it. So right now the wake up alarm is set to on.
Sounds and haptics. Early riser.
Okay, and this is where we can pick the sound for the alarm. So it's saying early riser because that's the default sound. That is most definitely not the sound. That is not the sound that I have used. So this apparently reverts to a default. And I'll just show you.
Vibration. Default.
So this is for vibrations, which we're going to leave.
Selected.
And now
Early
sound.
riser.
So here I'll just show you. So you see, if I double tap it,
Early riser.
you'll see that it just kind of fades in. It's very like soothing and gradual. And I won't,
First light.
you have
Helios, orbit, birdsong, droplets, sunny, springtide, bright tide.
So you have like, I believe 10 of these sounds. One I've used before, for instance, this is the sunny, and then I'll set it to the one that I usually use. But you see, it's very like, I chose this one because you can tell like the volume just comes in very gradually. And I'm going to pick the one that I use, which is bird songs. And you can tell the voiceover does a little weird things as it's switching to the sound, but it is selecting it. I'm just double tapping. And you can hear, for those of you who know, I like my nature sounds if you've been on these calls for a while. So of course, this is my preferred. So you can hear the lovely birdies. And so this is my wake up sound. So we're going to go back.
Set your first schedule, sounds and haptics. Heading.
Okay.
Set your first schedule.
And this is the back button in the upper left corner. And you can tell the volume now went up. And so then after the sound, we have, whoops, it's
alarm volume.
We have the volume. Again, an adjustable slider, 100%. And snooze, whether you want to be able to snooze it or not. And that's left on, and I'll leave it on. And we're going to just go to add now. And now in my sleep
schedule 1.
See, now you see, if I go back, it said that I have one sleep schedule enabled here. And so I can't demonstrate. Well, I guess I could have demonstrated it by setting it like 5 minutes from now, but you can take my word for it. This is how I wake up every morning, using the schedule. And so you heard what the sound is like. And so that is how you have much more soothing alarms that are suitable for waking up in the morning, I think, by using this sleep schedule feature. And like I said, too, on the same screen,
every day, bedtime,
see, now you have
wake up 6 a.m.
So see this, I just flicked to the right on the screen. And so now instead of saying no sleep schedule and set your first schedule and such, see, now it is confirming that we have set what we thought we'd set. And like I said, see now edit button if I want to edit that schedule. So, and again, this is, like I said, on the screen as well. I won't go into it, but as you can see here, this is back on this main sleep schedule screen, and you can set your wind down time. And if you want a wind down shortcut, which is like I had mine set to notes, meaning I could quickly open the notes app. And then there's some other options as well that you can set on the screen, which I will leave you to explore on your own. But I hope this helps you to wake up in a little bit more of a relaxing way in the morning. So with that, I can take any questions if anyone has.
Wow, that's I guess that's wonderful. I know you love your bird sound, your natural sound. So, all right. Anybody have questions for Maria about the alarm?
This is Sri.
Yeah, go ahead.
So Maria, my question is, if it doesn't confirm with the prerequisite, because you said that if it doesn't have 8 hours of sleep, can you still schedule it, or it won't allow you to?
Yes, I think you can. You can also adjust the sleep goal. So on the same screen here with the scheduling screen. So where it said, well, we're going to go back here. So this is editing your schedule. This is adding a schedule for other days. Like if you, this is the 1 day one that I mentioned. And now if we go under additional details, sleep goal 8 hours. Again, it doesn't look like it's something clickable, but it is. And I double tapped, and then we're going to flick to the right. And now all of a sudden you have, now that I've clicked on that and flicked to the right, now a picker has appeared, and I can just use my up and down flicking with one finger.
9 hours, 8 hours, 7 hours.
So flicking up increases, flicking down decreases. So you can also decrease your, sleep goal if you want it to like match what you're doing, but I'm pretty sure it does let you schedule it. It'll just tell you that it doesn't meet your sleep goal if you don't change
Maria?
it. Yes.
It's Marty.
Okay, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah. Do you have to, can you, like, if you just want to simply use that alarm because it has that ascending feature, do you have to go through all the sleep goal stuff, or can you bypass it, or can you not set a sleep goal at all?
You don't, well, see, I guess this ties into what Sri was asking. So like I didn't, that sleep goal was set as a default. You do have to use this. Like you can't, like if you just were to set an alarm in the clock app, like using the
No,
regular
not in
add
the
alarm.
clock app. I mean, go in
Right.
the health app. Can you go to that set alarm screen right away, or do you have to go around that goals? Like you have to go through all that stuff to get to it.
So you do have to set the schedule because you have to set when it's going to wake up and such, but you don't actually have to set the sleep goal. Like you can just leave it on. Like I didn't, the only reason I just adjusted it now was to show that in the demo. Like I didn't, I didn't even use that, play with that option when I was showing how to set the schedule.
Okay.
So I hope that kind of helps. Like you do have to go through the schedule to set the wake up feature, which is the alarm. That's in the schedule, but you shouldn't have to like make any adjustments to the sleep goal.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
This is Sandhya.
All right, go ahead, Sandhya.
Do you actually get the 8 hours of sleep?
That's very dependent on the Lacey puppy and her ideas.
Okay, oh wow, that's great. Okay, anybody else questions for Maria?
And Lacey's my guide dog for those who wonder who that is. Sometimes she gets anxious about her food and is like, no, you need to get up early.
Don't we all? Okay, all right, great, Maria, thank you. That's definitely a good way to wake up after 8 hours. Okay, who has a new question or follow-up for Maria or a new question? I know we were. Anybody? A question? Oh, yeah, everybody should be able to unmute. So, yeah, so feel free to ask a question.
This is Shri.
Yes, sir.
So, Maria, one other quick question about your demonstration. Thank you. Is there a way to do like a shortcut for this so you don't have to, you can just go and just change the hours really quickly or without having to go through all the steps?
Oh, that's a good question. You mean like in the actual shortcuts like app? I haven't played with it in that regard. I know there is like on the screen itself, like I know if I wake up earlier, I can quickly set it to skip the alarm. Like it'll show me, it says like alarm options and then I double tap and it says like change alarm and then skip alarm. So the change alarm actually, I think does take you, if I remember correctly, I think that does actually take you to the same schedule screen over here. So you can change the time of the alarm. So I guess that's a little bit of a quicker way. Once you're once it's activated, right? Like once the bedtime time is there. But which actually it should be on my phone. Let me see if I can actually, so if I lock the screen because it is technically active now. So I just unlocked it with
sleep. Your alarm is set.
So here we go. Yeah.
10:22
So see,
PM.
we have this is an Eastern time, folks. That's why it says 10:22. So the date, and now you see instead of notifications, they have the date.
Sleep well. Your alarm is set for 6 a.m.
Okay, I'm just looking to the right. Alarm options.
Unlocked. Flashlight. Camera. Dismiss.
Okay, so you see here, this is the only thing that's on the screen. So if I go to alarm options.
Alarm. 10:22 p.m.
Then
Monday. Your alarm. Change alarm. Skip alarm.
So this is what I'm saying.
Cancel.
And if I go to change alarm.
7:38 clock. Edit.
Oh.
Alarm.
I'm sorry. See, I haven't changed it actually before. Oh, it took me to the clock alarm. Okay. It took me to the clock app because the alarm is in here.
Wake up.
Yep, sleep wake up. This is in the clock and the alarms tab. So now there is a sleep wake up heading with an alarm.
Tomorrow morning.
And I can click on this alarm to quickly
change button.
See, it's still kind of a roundabout way. I have to still click this change button to change the alarm. But that's like specific to the alarm itself, not your whole like wake up schedule. So that's the only thing that's like I don't know. I guess it could be argued whether that was a shortcut or not, because there's still quite a number of like steps there, but I haven't actually played with. If you play with it or if I do, we can follow up as to whether in the shortcut app, you can like make yourself a shortcut to I guess just get to the screen, right? That's what you're looking for without having to go to health and then browse and then sleep and then schedule, right? Like you're looking just to get to the screen. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, we'll find out. We'll play with it.
All right, very good. All right, anybody else with a new question? If not, I have a real quick question. I have an Apple Watch and haven't used them much lately, so I'm trying to, well, part of the issue is I want to give my mom my older watch. Okay, so to that end, I wanted to get them just kind of set up first. So one of them is paired with my current iPhone 12. And forgive me, I don't remember which one, because I have a newer watch and an older one, and I don't remember what they are. Okay, but shouldn't I be able to pair two watches? I seem to remember it like a couple of iOSs ago, back that they allowed that. So, and then, I mean, I've been sitting here trying to manually pair because I am never really successful in, putting it next to in the little yellow window and getting it to pair. So if anybody, I guess the question is, first, I'm pretty sure that you can pair two watches. If not, let me know. And then the other one is, do you guys have any other techniques?
This is Brad.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I believe you can. I have not done it, but I have seen it in the Watch app. There is a place in the Watch app where you select which watch you're dealing with.
Okay.
So yes, I believe you can. I think you open the Watch app. I think up near the top left is probably a place to go back where it'll show you the current watch you've got paired. I assume you unpaired the other one, the one you want to give your mom.
I haven't done it yet. I'm just trying to work through this, but okay. Go
the
ahead.
first thing you're gonna have to do is unpair it. You can't
right to give it to her.
already
Yes.
paired.
Okay. Yeah.
But you should see that in there. And then I think the other thing you want to look at, if you are pairing this and going to give it to your mom, I think you want to look at what they call, God, what do they call it? They don't call it family sharing, but you'll set it up for you set it up for I know people who have set it up for their children who aren't old enough to have an iPhone.
Right.
Or, like you're trying to do with a parent or somebody who doesn't use an iPhone, but you want them to have a watch. And I don't know what they call it, family sharing. They call it something. Somebody else will know.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what you will probably want to do.
Okay, well, let me be clear before Sheree goes. She has her own iPhone. I was just trying to figure out which watch it is and that kind of thing. I feel so stupid. I should know what watches I have.
It should tell you, this is Brad.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You should be able to go in. You have two watches paired with your phone right now?
No, only one is paired.
Okay. And the one, and which, I don't
know which one they are. That's the problem. I mean, I can figure. I forgot what it is. I think it's a 6. I think one of them.
Did you unpair the other one?
No.
You only have one pair.
No. I never paired the second one because I got a new phone, so I've only had one
But
pair.
did you unpair it with the other from the other the phone it was paired with? You did not unpair it from that phone, did you?
Probably not.
And you do not have that phone anymore, do you?
Yeah, I have it here somewhere.
Okay, good.
It's in a drawer somewhere.
You ought to be able to open the phone and figure out which watch is paired. I don't know. Figure out do something, change a watch face or something and see which watch gets the new face.
Okay, I will
You'd be able to figure it out, but then you're going to want to unpair that watch from whatever phone it's paired to.
And then pair it to her. Okay.
Then you should be able to pair it using your mouth. But that's why you said something about trying to find the little screen and all that. You can't do that because it's paired to something.
Well, it did show up. Okay. I need to get more, do a little more, and then I'll follow up. Okay, Shree, go ahead, Shree.
So I do have two watches paired.
Uh-huh.
If you want to easily find that watch, you could ping the watch. Let's just say the watch that it's going to ping one or the other, right? So when you actually put the watch on your wrist, the app identifies that this is the watch that you currently have on your wrist.
Oh. Okay.
So it knows which one you're wearing based on the one that you put on your wrist.
Okay.
But I would suggest, just go to Find My and just ping it, because it'll ping one of the two. The second thing I was going to say is what I do is, instead of doing it manually, I usually have Apple accessibility on the phone, and they can kind of tell me, okay, move the watch to the left or the right. And so
Yes.
I find that a little bit easier to try doing that way too.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I will work on this. I feel silly, but yes. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay. Thanks for your help. We have one last minute. So with that last minute, I would say thank you, Maria, and glad you're home safely. And thank you to everybody that joined us near and far, and just a busy week. So come to any and all of our events, Clubhouse tomorrow, Mini Buzz at 5 p.m., Android Insight at 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Thursday is Trekkie Talk from 8 to 9:30. And the movie is Titanic. It's an Academy winner. I think it's got 9 or 11 Oscars. So come and check it out. It is an epic romance. Okay, so it is going to be beautiful. Come check it out on Friday night at 8 p.m. And then we will be seeing you next week. All right, so thank you all. And
Thanks,
good
everyone.
night. Bye.
Have a good night.
Take care.